Hey, what's up? This is Matt Dietz, and this is Agency Launch. Do me a favor, send me a text, 208-213-8809. And also check out my course at agencylaunch.net. My course is everything that I've learned in a 16-year career. I have a 4,300 policy agency. I run it with 2 people, and I grow 15% year over year. Okay. We write 100,000 in commercial. We've written 50 life policies 4 or more times. Like, I've got my systems dialed in, and I teach it all at agencylaunch.net. So go check it out. Hey, I got a question for you. Did you know the average American spends 2.5 hours on social media every single day? That's 25% of their free time. That's crazy. You know, these are your clients and potential clients, and you have to be where they are spending time. You've heard me talk about how important it is to be active on social media, but sometimes you need a little boost. So let's talk about how you can up your social media game with Social Jazz. It's a new social media automation tool with content designed specifically for our industry. This does all the heavy lifting for you. You can plan an entire year of content through this platform. It's amazing. It does this by automatically publishing ready-made insurance-specific posts that educate, engage, and drive leads. All you have to do is pick a few topics and a few occasions from their catalog, link to your social media accounts, and you're on your way. Now, Social Jazz is offering my listeners a free 14-day trial plus 20% off the monthly subscription for your first 2 months. Sign up at socialjazz.com/Dietz and put your social media on autopilot. All right, so today I had a couple things I wanted to cover, and I'm going to kind of chat about time management. I spent some time with some staff members recently, and they actually shadowed my staff in the office, and I spoke a few weeks ago about, are we over-servicing? Are we doing too much? And this is going to be similar to that, but a little bit different. So there are 2 things that I wanted to bring to you about how to get more time, efficient time out of yourself and out of your team during a day. Okay. Email usage can be a massive crutch. All right. I read a book. What was the name of that book? It was something like The Death of Email or Why Email is the Devil or something. It was written by Cal Newport. So I'm not doing Cal any favors. Hang on. Let me find it. It was called A World Without Email. All right. And it really talks about how email is, we're not using email as a society as it was designed. And it's as fancy as it is to be able to shoot information and share information so quickly, it really can actually be a crutch and it can actually slow things down. And one of the things I took from that book was that he said, look, you can trade like 7 emails with somebody back and forth to kind of fine tune whatever you're working on, or you can make a 6-minute phone call. Like, why don't we just pick up the phone instead of, trading 6 emails? And I live by that. That's something that I've done over time. And so I'm like, why am I going to email 7? Why am I going to email back and forth 6 or 7 times? It's going to take 3 days to get this done when you can pick up the friggin' phone and be like, yo, give me 5 minutes. I just have 4 questions for you. You can just give me this information and we'll go from there. I think we can hide behind some of this technology. Okay. And it can flood us and it can be overwhelming and it can really slow us down. A little more on email is I think that we check our email way too often. I know I do. It's something that I can do better with. And there are times where I do well and there are times where I don't. Something that I have done when I'm doing it right is I'm only checking my email 3 or 4 times a day. Not every 5 minutes. All right. This is something that you can work on your staff with. Okay. Do they need to be checking their email every 5 minutes? Ask them, how often do you check their email? I guarantee you their email is open right now. Now, this is something that you can play with, okay? Maybe they are more efficient with it open, but I I think it's something that you should play with. I do. I think that you should be like, hey, I want you to check you could start weaning them down. You can check your email at the top of every hour for 6 minutes. All right. And then get back to work. And this is going to take some time. This is building some different habits. You're going to be rewiring some pretty hardcore stuff with people. But I think you would be amazed at what they would do if they knew they didn't have to check their email for 55 minutes. What could they get done? Okay. What could you get done? I mean, it's something that I think we are, held hostage by our email. The other thing that I think it's important that I've had conversations with my staff about over years and different staff members is not every phone call and not every email is an emergency. This goes back to giving to over-servicing. We don't have to take care of every task immediately. The inbox, metaphorically and physically, is never going to be empty, ever. Okay? Our clients don't expect things to happen in 7 seconds. They just want it done sometime in the day, and they want it done right. Okay, maybe not even that day. They don't even care. While we are working in insurance and things are time stamped, and you do want to add a car, the same day that it's bought, and there are timelines that do need to be held. It doesn't have to be done immediately. You can kind of create a flow of business that is more productive than doing everything as it comes at you every moment of every day. Okay, this is a way for you to try and be in control of your day and not let your business be in control of you. So that's something I think you can play with. Email usage. Okay, you yourself and your team can. I swear, I think you will feel freer if you know at the top of every hour, it's time to check your email. And then if you can ever get to a point where you're like, all right, I'm going to check it at 10, 1, and 3. And then that's it. Okay? That's it. I think you'll feel less pressure, and I think it'll be better for you. The other thing I would tell you is if you're really struggling, this is really eye-opening. If you can pull this off with your team for 1 week, is do a time audit. And they may not be a fan of it, but it will immediately diagnose some things that will be eye-opening for you. Okay, so you say, hey, you can do this with your producers, you can do this with your CSRs, you can do it with your whole team. Say, hey, all right, you're here from 9 to 5, and you give them a timesheet, right? 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 1 to 2, 2 to, you know how to do it, right? So I want you to write down what you did every hour of every day. Okay? Write it down. I want to see it. Okay? And this isn't necessarily, it could come across as like you're punishing them or something, but no, you are in dire need of running a very efficient agency. Okay? And I promise you there are holes in it. Okay? There are holes in what you're doing. There are holes in what I'm doing. Okay? If I wrote down what I did between, 2 and 3 yesterday, I might not have been too happy about it. Okay? But it's something that you absolutely should do, because I don't think you're aware or your team is aware of how they spend every minute of every day. And you don't have to micromanage like this regularly, but if at the end of the week you're getting time, you ask them to do this and you collect them and you say, next week we're going to go over this, I think it'd be a good meeting. I think it'd be productive. And I think if you're honest and transparent, you can just start the meeting and say, all right, what did you all think of this exercise? And start a conversation. You're going to have some people be like, you know what? I was more focused because I knew that I was going to have to write down what I did during this hour. If you have some underperforming staff, they're going to be exposed. Okay, your good staff members have nothing to worry about. They should be proud of it. Like, look what I did last week. Okay, but this is to kind of flush out the ones that need a little kick. All right, and I think it's something that will be very eye-opening. And you got to lead by example here too. You got to write down yours. And I think it'll be eye-opening for you, because you don't want to put down some hours in there that are blank. So that's what I would recommend that you do. All right, check your email usage in your office and do a time audit, and it'll help. I promise. It's pretty eye-opening. So that's what I got for you today. Hey, if this is good for you, if these podcasts are good for you, I would love a review. Just go to Apple Podcasts, find out where, just search for my show, Agency Launch, click the review see reviews, and then there's a write a review option there. Also, check out my other podcast. It's called Simply Explaining Insurance. It's all about our product. And that's what I got for you today. Well, also check out agencylaunch.net. It's my full masterclass. It's got everything for you. And everything I learned in the last 17 years of running an agency. So there you go. Hey, thank you so much for listening. Keep up the good work.